Good afternoon. This afternoon, my guest in this interview is Father Aminiasi Ravuwai, who is originally from Ba, was a teacher before he joined the Columbans, did philosophy and theology at Pacific Regional Seminary in Suva, did 1 year study in Manila, and then 2 years as a missionary in Peru. Father Amini, you were ordained last December, just about 7 months ago. What would your outstanding memory of your ordination be?
One memory of my ordination, it has to be all the family getting together.
Marvelous to have everybody together like that for your occasion.
Mm-hmm.
So then you were appointed to Labasa in, I think, early February. And what was your initial experience on arrival in Labasa?
It was almost like hit the ground running. It was just after Cyclone Anna, after the flood in Labasa. Yeah, everything was just in, there was just chaos around and people were still recovering. So right in the middle of all this, that's when I started in Labasa.
And your assistant priest to Father Carlo Jung. And can you tell me a little bit about what your pastoral activities have been once things got cleaned up from the flood and things settled down?
Visiting communities, sharing the experiences of the flood, how they're recovering, anointing and visiting the sick, baptisms in the hospitals. And another thing about Labasa is that we have the more or less the main hospital in Vanuatu. So my work in a week, I'd say, would mostly be visiting the sick. Apart from the daily Eucharist and all the other stuff, it's mainly anointing of the sick and visiting the sick. Yeah.
Right. And how do you find the people of Vanuatu?
I'd say they're very interesting people. I have maternal links to Sangani, the village of Valoboni, and I've been here in Labasa I've visited Labasa before many times, and I'm acquainted with some of the parishioners here. And I'd say the people in Vanuatu in general are very welcoming people. There's just this warmth, you feel at home when you're here.
And in Labasa Parish, now that you've been there for 6 months or so, what would you say are the main signs of the Christian spirit that you find there among the people in the parish?
How they're able to live together with people of other ethnicity. I've visited Nalemba community a couple of times, and the reception, how I'm welcomed and received in the Nalemba community, very positive, and how communities of Indian descent and Itoke live together. And, in Suva, most of the time I spend probably my entire life in Suva. And being in rural parishes, you have a good combination of different denominations being able to live together. We preach so much of ecumenism, but the villages here, the villages that I visit and celebrate Mass, this is where ecumenism is alive. Apart from ecumenism, there's this understanding between different faiths and religions as well.
And could you tell me what gives you joy in your ministry? What has given you most joy in your early ministry there?
To be able to be in their midst of the people, hearing their stories and learning from them.
And what are the main issues that seem to come up in people's stories or in the talanoa you have with them?
Sometimes I'm not even prepared to answer their questions. And I do my best to answer questions, mainly questions surrounding human suffering, like what we are going through now, this COVID and the restrictions and all this. Yeah, these are the main things that come up around the tanoa and any form of gathering.
What would you say are the main strengths you see?
Their participation, like and that was something that I witnessed firsthand in my first week here. There was a lot of cleaning up after the flood that really needed. There was so much work to be done, and Father Carlo just had to send out the word, just invite people to come and assist, and the response was very positive.
Great.
And these are people who would do anything for Labasa Parish, for the church.
Yes, yes, yeah, I agree. That generosity is very striking, truly. Are there any developments you'd like to see? Any areas of Christian life, of parish life that you'd like to see develop there?
One area that I would like to see developed is faith formation, and which I am a part of. And currently we are working on booklets on different sacraments. And we have begun with the sacrament of baptism. We've reviewed the past instruction booklets that were used, and they, in our opinion, the Faith Commission, it needs a review, and some updating needs to be done.
How long more do you expect to be in Labasa?
I'm really not sure. That's a good question, Frank. I'm really not sure. But according to the appointment, I should be in Latin America on the 1st of August this year. But I'm still awaiting word from my superiors, whether it's safe, and once they give the all clear, then I'll be on my way. Yeah.
Very good. I'm sure the people in Labasa will miss you, Father Amini. Thank you very much for chatting with me. May God bless your work and bless your life.
Nakasala.